Greetings viewers, EricTheCarGuy back again with another tool review video for you, and this one is another borescope / inspection camera. In fact, this one's called an inspection camera. On the bench today, I have for you the Delco ARZ6055. I sent back the other one from General. It was a bit expensive and it didn't quite perform as well as I would have liked, and J&B Tools happily took it back and sent me this one in its place, which actually runs a little bit less. Now, unboxing, I'll admit I've had it out of the box already. There, it's unboxed. This one comes in a much nicer, smaller, more compact case. There's less stuff, and in fact, I don't think that's a bad thing. I actually think that's a good thing. So what we have here is the instruction booklet, something to sell you other Delco tools, and the actual camera itself, which comes with a 4 GB SD card. The controls are laid out fairly simply, just like the last one. There's your settings. You can take a photograph, you can take a movie, you can play things back, you can turn it on and off here. Now the tricky part with this one was, and I'm gonna have to grab some batteries here. The tricky part with this one, it's nice that it takes just regular batteries, but I also believe there's a rechargeable battery pack you can get for this. This will take 4 AA batteries. Now when I first went to put batteries in this, I was wondering how the heck I'm gonna get batteries down in to this section down in here, because I'm just, why would they design something like that? So then I thought about it and I said, maybe I should just pull on it. I did. And the whole thing comes out like this to make it a lot easier. So I fought with this for a while it was pushed into here, thinking, man, those guys didn't know what they were doing. How can they expect me not to put batteries in it? Well, they did. And that's all you've got to do. So just pull this out of here. Let me go grab some batteries. It takes 4 AA batteries. And as I said, much easier to put in like this. Then you have to make sure you get this in there correctly. There we go. Snaps into place. Snaps up inside the camera. Great. Got a nice handy hook for putting it up underneath the hood. And this is where the actual camera attachment connects. Once again, you got to make sure you get them all lined up correctly, but there is index mark there. Also matches up in there, so you can get it on there correctly. And screw it together. And this one's ready to go. I mean, that's it. I'm holding everything that is this camera in my hand. And I suppose now it can be time to insert the memory card as well. It looks like it's not a very fast one. It's a class 4, so you don't need like a really fast one for this. I believe it goes in like that. And here's a video out, though I don't see that it came with any cables for that. But if you do have a video out cable, you could connect it here. The other one came with all that. But you know, when am I going to use a video out with something like this? You know, if I'm trying to show a customer on a larger monitor, but I would just use this. So I'm kind of wondering of the logic of that. Hold the on button down. Hopefully it'll turn on. Come on, turn on. There we go. Also, while this is booting up, which it takes a minute, there it is. There's a USB hookup over here to either download your footage, or maybe you could do your monitoring that way. All right, now that little camera thing up there says that I'm on camera when I'm wanting movies. And this is my, well, I'm not going to see anything with anything on the end here. So I should take that off. And look at that. Seriously, already it's better. I mean, just, it can get things from far away. I mean, yes, the stuff is well lit, everything else, but I can actually see stuff. Well, there's my light that I can turn. I believe I can turn it on and off. Yeah. So I can turn the light on or off. I thought there was maybe different settings. There is. So the more you push it, the brighter it gets apparently, and then it finally goes off. So you have to push it multiple times. You can also get a close-up on something So if I press this button, it'll get close up until it reaches a point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So about 12 clicks get you in closer. Pressing OK. Okay, so now it's flashing up there, so now we're recording. All right, so the OK button starts and stops recording. Now, let's play it back. It shows that we've got 2 recordings here. We could play it or delete it. Okay, maybe my batteries weren't good. It still shows we have something of a low battery here. Anyway, try to play back. Apparently it shoots an AVI. There's our playback on that one. Ooh, it's even got sound. That's impressive. So we can make voice notes while we're using the tool. That was not anticipated. Cool, let's go over the vehicle and try some stuff. We have a fresh set of batteries in here. It seems to, like, when you fire it up for default, automatically go to photo. So if you want to shoot video, you go to video. But really, I mean, you're looking for maybe a picture or something. But already in this more dimly lit environment of the interior here, I don't even have the light on, and this camera's outperforming the last one. I mean, just right out of the box. Let's venture into the HVAC vent again, but this time we're going to turn the light on. Look at that. A difference already. Looks like we need to open up the vent. Make sure that's clean. You can see on the side here the different intensity of the light. That's what it turned all the way up. There's a little piece of foam. This is already more fun. But you can already see there's some depth to the camera and the monitor. This gives me more. And if I want to get closer to something, like say I want to see this stuff a little bit closer, I can just hit this plus sign and it'll multiply up to, looks like 2.5 times. You can get in there closer. So already I'm liking this one better. We're back under the hood of this 2005 Toyota 4Runner using the same vehicle we did for the other review with this guy here. First, let's start by going down into the intake manifold. Open the throttle plate, and in we go. Now, similar to the other camera, there's a lot of fall off of this light. It's only good for maybe about the first 2, maybe 3 inches or so. Once again, I'm pushing gunk. I think I just, got a bunch of gunk on the lens there. Something the other camera had, it had sort of a protector on the front of it so that as you were going down into places like this, you could at least see something. Yeah, there's still a bunch of stuff on the end there I'm gonna need to clean off. Now the light is on its brightest setting. Some part of something, I'm not sure. There's obviously a lot more detail. Let's try that spark plug hole. Now I'm gonna go back down into the spark plug hole. You can already see better. It's already better. But like the other camera, it falls off a bit, but there's the top of the piston. So if nothing else, I can get into the top of a piston. I mean, on other vehicles, you could probably get into the intake runner a lot more easily, but this style sort of loops up and around. It's kind of difficult to figure out where you're at. But with this, I have a much better picture of the piston. And then if I wanted to, maybe I could catch a little bit of the cylinder wall somewhere, maybe. No, we still have that same. If you're any farther away than like 2 inches or right up on top of it, you're not going to see it. But this is nice detail here. And we can zoom in too. And that's a digital zoom. So it's not that great, but we'll give you a closer view, but not more detail. I just had another thought. Go down into the oil cap. See what's down in here. Wow, this engine's nice and clean inside. That's the cylinder head there. I can tell that the oil's been changed regularly in this just by going in here. Yeah, I think that's a valve spring. And there's that oil cap. Let's go over to the bench and wrap this thing up. Here's the settings. You just push the wrench thing and you can set your time, the brightness of the screen. This, I believe, is hooking it up to a computer. The microphone, initializing the card. I'm not sure what the home button's for. Restore default, no. Okay. So you can just go in and do basic settings. Once again, you can go in for photo, which seems to be the default setting, or movie if you wanted a movie of something. You could probably do this with an engine running, although you need to be careful. Also, these were brand new batteries before we started, and right now I'm already down to 2 bars. So be aware that this thing is probably going to eat through batteries relatively quickly, and also those slightly low batteries that I had, it didn't seem to like those at all, so be aware of that. Here's one thing that kind of bugs me about this tool, is that this needs, in order to keep this in the case, you can't just lay this in the case. You always have to remove the camera in order to do that. Now, it's not that difficult, but I would prefer it if I didn't have to do that. So the AC Delco ARZ6055, I think, is a better tool than the general thing that I reviewed last time. There are some drawbacks, however. One, I kind of liked how you could put other attachments onto the other unit. Also, I liked that it seemed to keep the lens a bit cleaner. This lens is sort of recessed down in there a little bit, and as a result, it can collect debris and that type of thing on the inside of it. So that might not be so good, especially if you're digging around down inside a dirty intake or something like that. But the picture quality of this, I feel, is far superior than what the general had. And the price is way better. This one's about half the price of what that one was. Doesn't have all the features, like I said, but it has what I need. And what I need is an inspection camera. I need a way to get in and see things that can't normally be seen without me ripping a bunch of stuff apart. That's the whole point of having something like this. So if you want to see down in those deep, dark places and you don't want to take it all apart, you want to find out, well, I think this is broken, like maybe it's got a broken valve spring, something like that. I don't know. Well, for that, you might just as easily pull the valve cover off. I'm going to be honest, this will probably have some limited use, but I'm going to try to find more ways to use it going forward. But I've always wanted to have one of these to give you a look inside of things whenever possible. So for me, that's what I'm going to use this for. For you, like I said, this will help you see into those places that you can't normally see without it. And that about sums it up. But for me, this is a better value for money than the other tool that I reviewed. I'll put a link in the description to that review so you can check that one out in case you hadn't seen it. Also, there will be additional information down there, where you can find this tool, that type of thing. So be sure to check the description if you have any questions. I'm Eric the Car Guy. You can always find me over at EricTheCarGuy.com if you have automotive questions. I would ask that's where you go. If you wish to connect with me socially, I can be found on Google+, Facebook, and Twitter. And I close each of my videos with be safe, have fun, and stay dirty. I'll see you next time.